Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Ultimate Texas Podcast. We got our good friends, Fireball Bill. Woo! We got Brent here sitting in. You're doing it, man. You're doing
Brent, we love you, brother.
Tool. We got it, man. Coming back at y'all. Welcome back, everybody. We're at another episode of the Ultimate Texas Podcast. It's all about Texas history, all about Texas culture, all about Texas music, all about Texas handcrafted whiskey and other kinds of cool
Everything.
stuff. Everything. Rich.
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
This dude is the ultimate badass.
He is.
Ultimate podcast.
We
He's
got
the
all
ultimate
of
badass.
these cool people going, doing all this stuff, man.
And then Rich O'Toole shows up.
And then he shows up, and I was like, "Oh, what's happening?" It explodes, dude.
Well,
You're all over the place.
we'll see.
I see you everywhere, man. What is
No pressure.
What is the high level Richard? There's a lot of rabbit holes we go down.
I've created a lot of haters on the fact that I
know.
live my lifestyle like very.
Where are you from, though? Where's
Born and
hometown?
raised in Houston.
Houston, Texas. We're here in the Heights right now. The Republic Boot Company.
Damn
stage
right.
Right here. What drove you towards music? Have you always been a
Man.
music guy?
Nah, when I played baseball growing up, and so my passion was baseball. Baseball. And then I hurt my elbow. Junior year, couldn't go play like junior college ball. Had a little scholarship.
So no music between that time.
I was musical. Like my dad was like, you
play guitar
You hummed all the
or what?
time. I remember like I got sent home from like in 5th grade, a teacher threw a shoe at me because I wouldn't stop humming, and I was like, I can't stop.
Like
humming.
George Bush, right?
So I was
Like
making
the
up
whole-
songs the whole. Yeah, she shooed me like. The
But
Bush.
your dad wasn't saying you go be a musician or whatever.
No, my parents. I was raised in a very I wouldn't say poor. I'd say lower middle class. So my mom had
Where
two
was home
jobs,
base?
my dad had-
Like the Heights or
West
where?
Side. So Derry Ashford Memorial.
Okay.
We lived in a little townhouse. I was an only child, and so I was gone a lot. I was by myself a lot. I'd go outside and throw a baseball against a brick wall for like 7 hours a day, and then. But I was always musical. I was always dancing or like humming new songs. My mom would be like, "What is that?" I'd be like, I don't know. I just made it up. And I was making up songs as a kid, but I never knew how to like put it down. And so when I blew my elbow out, I went to A&M, and my first year I didn't get into A&M. I actually kind of conned my way into A&M. It's a unique story. I know y'all had
Please tell.
My buddy Jason McKee from Ducks Unlimited. Here, he'll love this one. So my freshman year, I couldn't get into A&M. Had to go to Blinn. Had no friends really because everyone at A&M was like getting into fraternity. They had
What
chicks.
year is it? What year are we talking?
2002.
Okay.
I just graduated high school in 01.
No,
So
like
01,
100 years
yeah,
ago?
100 years. Yeah,
Because I burned the place down. I burned the place
pre-COVID
down in
PC.
01. So.
Yeah, 01 PC. So I had a guitar and I got a Robert Earl Keen songbook.
You were there.
and I
was
learned
there, yeah.
When were you there?
I was there from 2000 to 2005.
Okay.
same. Yeah,
All right, so
I probably saw you.
burning
You
the
did?
place
Yeah.
down. I was there.
They the
Tap
same.
and all that.
He
yeah.
avoided
Dated the same women.
Yeah. Hurricane Harry's.
I probably wasn't cool enough to hang out with that cat.
Yeah.
You didn't work for Roger until you graduated
No,
college,
that was-
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So so then I learned
the Hurricane Harry's.
I learned like every Robert Earl
being
Keen
arrested
song.
there. Yeah.
With
And then I
X's on my hands and
started
fingers.
writing music. I started like figuring out I could write songs. I was pretty good at it.
So you learn you're learning the like Roger Krager, Robert O'Keen,
Yeah.
Jam, and some of that.
I thought Texas Country at that time. It was Texas Country was like really was pure Texas Country. Cooter Graw, Fowler, Krager,
It was the
Keen.
infancy
Wow,
of
love
all
it.
that.
So what were you
Legit
doing?
stuff.
You were
Not
trying
like
to-
it is now, you know.
Right.
So what were you doing? Trying to play the guitar? Trying
Yeah,
to
I was
sing?
going to open
What were
mic
you
nights.
doing?
I was going to
But-
my
but
next songwriting nights. all that.
Early days, like when I was there, is all about Robert O'Keen front porch songs, sitting there. He's like, they were just really pumping it. Early.
Okay.
We're sitting here talking to Presbyterians on Church Street, and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
I remember
So-
those days, but I wasn't in Texas.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember it. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
So yeah, that's right.
So that way it was a thing where I went to A&M freshman year. I finally got in sophomore year. How I did it was the agricultural and wildlife department said if you carried a 3.8 at Blinn, we would let you transfer over if you want to be a wildlife game warden.
Oh wow.
So I went in there and lied my ass off to this dude and said, "Yeah, I want to be a game warden. My dad was a game warden. My grandfather, total all bullshit." And so they selected me out of like 4 out of like 100 applicants. And I got my GPA at 3.8. Obviously, I was a loser.
yeah.
I wasn't doing shit. Got in there, switched to general studies the next day. That dude drove to my house and was like, "You conned us." I was like, "I'm already in the school. What are you doing about it? Kick him back." He's like, "Let's go."
You and I have a similar story.
I'm all about that.
I fooled you. I was like, "I'm already in. Class starts tomorrow. What are you gonna do about it?"
I went to Tarleton at a high school in Stephenville, right?
Yes.
And I was going
Great
to
school,
transfer
too.
And you know what? I transferred into the agricultural journalism department.
Oh, man.
Which was on its last leg, and it was literally the same thing. Where they're like, you're not just coming in here because like you want. I'm like, no, I had a whole backstory. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I want to work for Tyson, and no one's telling the story of the
Love
American
chickens.
farmer, and
Right.
like someone's got to tell that story, and it's a dying art, and and they let me in. I changed the communications.
Oh, 100%. I changed. Yeah, mine was communications.
I went to
yeah.
communications the next
You
semester.
guys are pieces of shit.
And I only went to communications because my girlfriend was in comm and I just cheated off her homework. I was like, "Oh yeah, whatever." I just went from one con to the next con. I was like, "I don't give a shit about college."
that are in some building, wherever we are, and they're like, "You're not supposed to be here." And I'm like, "Well, we're fucking here."
Yeah, we're here
So
now.
I don't know what to tell you. How
Sorry.
did you get in here? I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, you know."
Oh, you studied in high school? Oh, you're the sucker. dude.
Yes.
I took the back end of this deal.
Exactly.
I came to the
My
exit
reading
of the
was just like
7-Eleven.
yours.
Yeah.
I'm fucking standing here.
I'm here.
You have to grind through that, right? So I understand, like, it's cool. Like,
I still didn't make a 3.8 at Blinn.
Yeah, but
Brett, you make me want to cuss, dude.
Sorry.
but now you're in. Rich, you're in it. So, but you have to now execute while you're inside.
Yeah.
That's right.
And play,
And play.
and learn.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Where are you playing?
I'll
What
tell
are
you
you learning?
how I got my break, and this is exactly how I got it. Was I finally got enough courage to go to the Dick's Chicken, and I went in there, and Don Ganner owned the chicken. He was still alive.
Yeah.
I went in there. I talked to Don. Don's like, we're a lot of love at Robert O'Keefe. The last people to play the chicken. We haven't played anyone since. Just get lost, kid. Get lost. I
not
kept going back. Kept going back. Finally, Don says, "All right, kid, just get the fuck out of my office." You know,
Like,
sorry.
just do it.
Just do it. We'll pay you 2 cheeseburgers,
Fine.
2 cheeseburgers, and
By the way,
three-
the
three
cheeseburgers and the
beers.
chicken,
Amazing.
amazing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
chicken oil, if it's still open, are amazing.
Amazing.
So then I go and play that Sunday, and I go in that Monday morning to get my paycheck, and everyone's crying in the office. Don Ganner dies.
Oh,
that
wow.
Monday after my first day of the
Really?
chicken.
Wow.
So then I go to Jennifer and Katie's daughters who inherited, and they're like, "We're not doing music." I was like, "Your dad promised."
It's on the
that
books.
It's on the books.
You better honor if you.
And
if you
they
love
honored
your father. You
they
better honor his-
honored it. And here's how I got my break. So I did it every
God.
Sunday.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so I was the first guy to
deal.
play the back porch chicken after Loud 11 Robert King.
Wow.
And that was a big deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is how I did
Heard
it.
that.
So Shadow Canyon shut down. They had that
Yeah.
giant, remember that
Yeah,
giant
yeah, yeah.
marquee that overlooks Canvas?
No,
Well,
no.
it shut down. And so I went in there and I said, "Well, no one's using the marquee. Can y'all just put Rich O'Toole Live at the Chicken on there every Sunday?"
Yeah.
You're so smart.
They didn't change the marquee for 2 years. So everyone's driving in town. It was the biggest billboard. I mean, you had Pat Green, Randy Rogers, Robert O'Keefe. They're like,
That
"Who the
is
fuck is Rich O'Toole?"
I keep hearing this guy every night.
But it's a badass name, no matter what.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, Google that shit," and
Wow.
worked.
And it worked.
So it's on Shadow Canyon, which is on the corner right there of.
Like a giant billboard. You can see it.
University.
You'll be
Oh,
a
yeah.
mile deep in campus and still see it. Wow. So I'd be in class.
That's like the Shiner Bar or something like that.
It's like the Jim Adler thing. I'd be in class and be
Yeah.
like, they're like,
Hey,
Rich
hey, look,
O'Toole
Jim
here?
Adler, Texas
Be
A&M,
like,
right there.
Texas Hammer.
Yeah.
We know
Texas Hammer.
that. Texas Hammer.
No, I'd be in class at A&M and they'd be like,
Bell has the wall.
doing a roll call like,
Yeah.
Rich O'Toole. And people were like, "The marquee guys in this class?" I'm like, "Yes." Like it was an instant thing. And so then I had Keen and Pat Green and all that. I was opening up for them because they would just ask when they come to town. They're like, "Get the marquee kid."
Yeah.
And then put out my first
Man, I didn't
record.
realize that.
Right.
That's
Put out my first
crazy.
record. We had a number 3 on the chart, and then
You
from
talk
there,
about divine intervention. That's
Dude,
right
that
there.
is awesome.
That was it.
100%.
that was it. And then we got to go on tour with Kreger, and that's how we met. And
Wow.
that was
That was kind of the first deal, Krager deal, and you win all.
yeah. We finally got signed by Matt Piuto, and he had Kreger and Eli Young and Randy and
All these guys.
He had all these
He
guys.
had everybody.
And when we finally got signed by him, we got to
You had a real
yeah,
platform.
we had a real
I mean, you
platform
really
to actually go out there
yeah.
and do it. And we were putting on a good show. It wasn't like the talent wasn't there. I remember my mom, she told me like last year, she was like, "Man, the first 3 years, you just didn't know how to sing." But I figured it out.
Thanks,
Hey,
Mom.
Yeah, I figured it out as we went. You know, I was like, well, Keen's not a great singer. If he can do it, I can
Yeah.
do it. You know, Gary P. Dillon's not a
No,
great
you're a
singer.
great singer, but you're a great performer
Yeah.
as well. I
You're
mean,
exactly right. You're
dude,
so
I remember
good.
seeing you. I was next to your mom. I think in the Firehouse Saloon. By the way, God bless the Firehouse
Oh,
Saloon.
my God.
Firehouse.
It's now an Exxon.
Been there many times.
Is it now an Exxon? Really?
It's like an Exxon.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's,
yeah.
heartbreaking.
Big old.
But you're singing jalapenos, marijuana, something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
It was But I'm sitting next to your mom, and everybody's just jamming your stuff like this guy. You got it, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Big deal.
We've had so many ups and downs though.
Yeah.
Me and Brent were talking
Yeah.
about it. It's just insane.
This business
the music
is
industry,
crazy, man.
This music industry is like making wine. It takes $3 million to make $1 million. It's
But you have to
you
continue.
don't know that.
But
You're
it's-
selling custom
But it's
cowboy
a pa-
boots here.
But it's a passion, and that's
Yeah, it's
exactly-
passion. Yeah.
Dude, I don't have no idea what he's spent, or us as a whole spent on what we're doing. It's
Yeah.
blood, sweat, and tears, money, everything else.
But what
Yeah.
I said,
But at the end of the day, go ahead.
no, but what I said is the number one thing is consistency. It's
Yeah.
very hard to
Yes.
be that thing that people imagine all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? If you're going on stage, you got to be on.
Yep.
You can't mess up when you're singing. We can't mess up if I got a billionaire coming in here trying to have the Texas experience.
Or he's bringing in
Absolutely.
his clients.
Right.
He had a good experience, and he's bringing in his people from Norway or whatever. And you've got these people.
I hate to-
they're
I-
expecting something.
It's very hard. You got to
We
stay.
have
You got to
we have
stay
pro-
on brand. Y'all,
we have to
there's a
produce.
brand here in this place,
Right.
and
Yes.
y'all better
Yes.
stay on
Yes.
brand. And I had to stay on brand. And the hardest part, me and Brent were talking about, that's like right now. If you're listening, I give up alcohol for Lent. I reset my liver. I reset everything.
Yes.
I have to
Yes.
because sometimes, man, you're in the hotel room and they're like, "Hey, can you meet and greet?" And I'm feeling like
Yeah.
dog shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there.
Right.
I want to go home. So you know what I do? I go to the bar next door. Get there 30 minutes earlier. Take a shot. Chug a beer. Loosen up. Just be like, put your bootstrap.
your mind right.
Get
Yeah,
your boots
time to go
on.
to work.
Get your boots on. Time to go to work.
Time
And
to
that's
go to
and that's how a lot of people in my industry become alcoholics. And
He
it's-
comes here and
Sorry.
does that.
you know.
I just do it voluntarily. Degenerate.
Y'all got an
back
amazing
to-
bar though. Yeah.
God.
No, I completely get it, man. Because you have
Yeah.
to be honest, like, all right, I'm doing shots, get ready, because you got to loosen up a little bit. But I don't know, it's a hard thing to overcome, right? But if you can get in the right mindset and be on clicking,
Yep.
like I'm much better. Like I haven't drank in the past few days, and I've been.
We
I was
deal
awesome.
with this all the time, and when he's on, I mean, this guy's on all the time, and whether he's in Kazakhstan or home with his family or here, he's always on.
Yeah.
You are.
We stay
You
on
are
brand.
too.
I mean, you have to.
You are.
Well, it's a job,
Yeah.
right? And you know it better than
Yeah.
anyone, right? It becomes a job, and I don't think that most people understand that, right? Where you're a person, you're real, but I mean, it gets repetitive, it gets old, it gets
people
hard.
see it as a party and it's
right.
fun.
And again, this is your
This is
Friday,
how we
right?
make a
Where-
living.
Yeah.
But this is my Monday.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
mean,
Yep.
after a while, right? You've been to the
100%.
same bar 4 or 5 times. I mean, it's just
You're
is
on
what
day
it is.
13 of
And don't
tour,
get me wrong, it's
and you're
not.
like-
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And we're happy to be able to do it, but it's still a job and it's still tough.
I always educate people because I always hear people go, "Oh, I met so and so, and he's such an asshole." I was like, "Look, he's probably not an asshole.
You met him at the wrong time.
You met him at like day 23 of the tour,
Or whatever,
and he's
in a bad
tired.
moment, yeah.
And you came up and you're just kind
I
of
hear that a lot,
and you're
and I'm
like, "Come
like,
on, give him
Right.
give him a break."
Stop.
Right.
Yes.
What if I came to your real estate office at like 2 p.m. was like shots, and and the guy's like,
No, you are.
"I'm trying to sell a house here. I'm trying to sell a house here." Like, come on.
100%.
I'm gonna start doing it. I'm start going to like random Remaxes at like 2 p.m. Be like, "Oh, margaritas here." They're like, some refinance idea. Yeah.
Why are you being a dick?
Just
I'm
Regent-
trying to hear the party.
Regent Banks at like 10 a.m. with a margarita machine, like,
I
ah.
love it. So you mentioned Gary P. a while ago.
Yeah, I love that guy.
So Gary P. married my wife and I.
Oh, nice.
He wrote our wedding vows and married us
There.
in Luca,
Yeah.
Right,
Texas.
right.
Yes, he did.
I processed. Gary Pinot married my wife, and then he said, "And I." After I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yes.
All right.
No, he didn't marry my wife. He married my wife and I. He wrote our wedding vows and married us.
That's amazing, man.
Oh, it was.
He's the coolest guy.
He really is.
That generation of Texas country was cool.
Well,
it was.
I mean, it's
and he's a
it was
freaking-
I'm not saying that
invented.
right now. It's
Yeah.
not.
No,
but
but
I'm
he's a
saying those were
gentleman.
like generally
he
great.
is a Texas
people.
gentleman.
Yeah. And those guys went through a hard time. Those guys didn't have maps.
No.
Like, they actually
They
were like.
created it.
They had to mail show
Yeah.
posters in there. There wasn't like social media. How they promote their shows, I have no idea. It's like a dove. They put a pigeon in the air. Like Gary P. Nutt will be here tonight.
Yeah.
Like, how did you know this guy was going to show up?
It's true.
And so, and this guy said like stop and pull over, and look at a map, and be like, okay, the dance hall's over here. Let's get there. There was no Apple Maps. There was no we'll be here tonight on Twitter.
This is why we had the key
It was like Gary.
like, oh, no,
You're
no,
just-
it's
yeah.
left. No, it said it was
Yeah,
left.
you're like, hold the map, come on.
hold the- yeah.
And they're drunk and high too. They're like,
exactly.
how are you doing this?
We showed up at bar mitzvah. So here we are.
Here we
You know,
are.
that kind of thing. Yes.
It's like the Blues Brothers.
Easy for me to say.
Can't say bar mitzvah. Yeah.
No, say it again.
Right.
Yeah,
Bar
right.
mitzvah.
See?
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, that's easier to say.
It is.
I can't.
What
say
is the journey? So the journey's
Not
gone
gonna try
great.
it.
So
Yeah,
you know,
you're
so-
still going. I mean, it's ups and downs. COVID crushed me. I broke my neck in 2017 in a car
You
accident.
broke your neck?
Yeah, in the back of an Uber. I had an album, my album,
Really?
the best
Tell us
album I
about
ever
that.
released was American Kid,
Uber.
and it comes out in a week. And I'm on a radio tour, and I get back of an Uber, and this guy stops on the freeway, and I just get destroyed, like in the hospital. Broken neck. Album comes out.
Where's
in a
that?
week.
You're in Houston?
This is in Amarillo.
Amarillo.
I was in bed for 3 months. Couldn't promote the record.
Oh my God.
So then we got signed. The album still sold a lot of copies, so we got signed to a record deal out of Nashville. I was like, all right, cool, another shot. We had a press tour all lined up. The album came out a week before COVID. So I haven't had an album out where I actually got to go do a press tour
Right.
and do anything. And so
You have
I've
so
been
many
rolling with the
number
punches,
ones.
man.
I mean, you've been all these number ones that
We've had like 5 number ones and 23 top 10s on the radio.
That's so
we've
cool.
had a blessed career. But man, it's not.
The one thing that I saw
Easy
that was
thing
really
to
cool
do.
was that wild horse thing that you just did.
Yeah, Wild Horses.
yeah.
Oh my
Amazing.
God, that was
Yeah.
super.
That was
cool.
awesome.
We went out
Beautiful.
there,
Yeah.
with all this horse.
So those are the horses
So awesome.
that are at Billy Bob's. Those are the horses that like the Fort Worth rodeo. They're all wild bucking horses, and there's like 200 of them.
Yeah.
So the guy goes, "Look, I got them in the pen for y'all. When I let them out, they're gone
They're
for
going.
weeks. Like this ranch is like 12,000 acres.
Wow.
You got one shot at it." And so I'm in the middle of the field, like running with him, like doing the camera and everything.
You got one shot at this.
Yeah. And like the drone guy, like for like 10 seconds held it and was like,
10.
I
I
didn't
didn't say 30.
No,
but
Come
on, Rich.
he filmed it. No, but he came and he was like, I forgot to turn it on.
Really, guy? Come
And I was like, dude, I paid like $3 grand for
I was
these
like,
horses to
bro,
run.
what I paid
Like you didn't get the drone shot. And he's like, I got it. And I was like, all
That
right.
was literally your whole job.
So yeah, I love that. It's cool, man. It's cool working in the Western community because they really are the best people. And I say that as like I don't really wear a cowboy hat. I grew up in inner city Houston, so like I wear boots. I'm a country guy. I can ride a horse. I'm not one of those like dudes that I'm not a Cody Johnson where I can actually rope.
Right.
I can ride a horse probably better than half those dudes that wear cowboy hats.
Yeah.
But I'm a different breed when it comes to that. So, but dealing in country music, when you meet like Western people, they're generally like amazing people. They'll get the shirt off your back. So that's why it's like lucky to be
real people.
in this
But
genre.
they're soft spoken and they're not quick to tell you who they are.
No.
And that's it.
And they-
That describes you.
Oh man, 100%, 100%. And you learn a lot from that. You learn how to be humble.
Right.
Yeah.
So why Maine? Tell me about
I
Maine.
needed to get away to write.
Maine. So Maine's like
First, I told you, I like to drink a lot. And I love food.
I know.
So this is what happened.
I saw a post from you that said like I'm in like the floods of Maine. I'm getting this Rich O'Toole
Yeah.
like why are you? Why
He's
the hell are
so-
you in
He's
Maine?
nothing
Well,
on the line.
Why don't you go to Mexico or like Hawaii or something like that?
well,
Maine.
my friend,
They like lobster. I
My
don't
friend bought this cottage, and she doesn't use it. And so I said, "Look, I'll pay the utility bills, and I'll rent it from you. I really need to get away." My deal is like, I love to drink, I love to eat, and I'm in Houston, and I'm a guy that gives my cell phone out. If you ask me in a gas station, like, "Are you Rich O'Toole? Can I get your cell phone?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man." And then I get in the car, I'm like, "Oh God, here it comes." And so I'm a people pleaser. One of my biggest things is
I give out Chris's number.
yeah.
I get these like spam calls like Fireball, what's going on?
I got all these spam calls.
When I'm in Houston,
I
man,
don't know.
everyone I get 7 text messages a day. Do you want to go here for crawfish? Do you want to go here El Tiempo? Do you want to go here? Do you want to go here?
Right.
I wasn't writing. I had to go
Well,
there.
not doing anything.
I had to go there, and in Maine, I have a group of friends that are all lobster fishermen, haddock fishermen. One guy drives a tow truck. There's a couple girls that hang out. And there's like 10 of us. And we all meet for happy hour. But I write in the mornings, and I meet them there at happy hour, and I just do my thing.
So
And it
you
was a way
write,
for me
you
to
write in the mornings. You said you write.
Yeah, I like to write with caffeine.
You just
I'm not a guy that writes
you
with
wake
like
up,
yeah.
you're
Fresh.
fresh, and
Fresh.
you're writing.
Yeah.
I ride for like 3-4 hours and have
That's your
lunch.
deal.
And then I finally, and then I'm
Then
done
you,
for
go,
the day.
you do your thing.
Then I do
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
And in Houston, it's hard because everyone wants to get lunch. Everyone, you're distracted.
Too much crawfish.
Too much going on.
Now I'm going to text you next week and be like, let's go get
And I'll probably be like, "Yep, let's do it."
I want
We
to.
should both be not doing this, but, you know.
Hey, Rich, I want a lobster roll.
We should not be,
yeah,
doing
yeah.
this.
Can we get lobster roll? I mean,
This may sound stupid. So when you get up in the morning, you say you write with caffeine. That kind of. Are you writing a whole song? Or are you writing pieces? Or are you writing like 4 songs at once, a piece at a time?
Yeah.
What's happening?
process.
So my process is I write a lot of ghost lyrics. So what I'll do is I'll write the song. Usually it's fast. If I don't write a song, if it takes me more than 30 minutes to write a song, I cut it. I'm like, that's not worth it. It's not a good song. I have melody in my. I wake up with a good melody in my head. I'll be like, Public of Texas, Buchanan. I could have made it living that jingle. I'm a jingle guy.
Well, let's work
Please
on that.
add that. We're gonna.
I'm down with
Yeah,
that.
so I'll write it. I'll
Coon
write.
Dick.
You know,
you have
verse.
anything with Coon Dick in it?
Coon
Oh,
Dick?
come on.
Good.
That's Coon Dick right there.
It's a Terry Boone
I stop at the Louisiana border.
Raccoon penis.
I stop at the Louisiana border. So you know, it's verse, chorus, solo, bridge, chorus out. Really is like you follow the Rich O'Toole formula of a song. And so I write the chorus first, and I'm like, okay, this is a badass hook. Then I'll write ghost lyrics of what I think it's going to be. Then I record it. We just got done in Nashville recording it. We used Tim McGraw's band. They're amazing.
But, yeah.
And so now this week I'm in San Antonio to finalize the record. So I'll finalize the lyrics. I'll finalize the vocal. Then we'll mix and master it, and I'll upload it to Spotify and Apple Music in a week and a half.
Nice.
It'll come out May 17th, and that'll be my 8th record. So
That's incredible.
yeah,
It's record,
Congratulations.
awesome.
That's
yeah.
Love
To be able to still do it and not be bankrupt is insane.
Well, it's funny that you say that. We talked a lot, right? My
Yeah.
question to you would be, after all this time, right? And I've known you a long time,
Yeah.
right? Talk about my question is, how do you keep going? How do you keep inspired? How do you keep, you know what I mean? We've talked about all the issues with the business and how the business kind of beats this thing down. Like,
I think it's like the Little League T-ball kid that comes home crying and throws his mitt against the wall and says, I'll never play baseball again.
Right.
And then has a bowl of mac and cheese and like, all right, it's practice tomorrow. And that's the music industry. I've wanted to quit like 38
I
times.
know, but you know.
But I wake up the next day and go, this is
38
all I know how to do. I'm a damn good songwriter, I think.
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
I know I can put on a good show. I was made to do this. And then you have a good cry and you just get back out there. And it's not easy. And I hate
It's
the
not
road.
easy. That's
like,
what
I broke my
it's not
neck in a
easy.
car accident. I had PTSD for a year where I had
Yeah.
trouble riding in a car. I mean, just going on the street, I was like, is someone in the,
Yeah,
am I going to get
smash me in the
destroyed?
back. Uh-huh.
So then I had to go back on the road and tour.
Right.
And I was scared to death to even do that. I'd be the venue getting there and I was like this, I need a beer.
Not to diminish your experience, but that's freaking life in general.
That is life.
It is.
That's
It is.
100%
It
life.
really is.
Just what you said, right? How do you be consistent at a high level over a long period of time? It's
Yeah.
super hard.
Super hard.
Especially in this business.
Every
super
day.
Hard.
Super hard. And that's why you see that your heroes, you know,
You have the respect for them.
burn
that
out.
you-
yeah, they burn out because, and it's the other people that burn them out. It wasn't themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
It was them pleasing, you know, all their fans.
Right.
That's why I love this Hank Williams. Those old Hank Williams Jr. songs are like, I'm just a singer.
Yeah.
Natural
Natural
born
born
guitar.
writer.
You know, he's like,
Yes.
he's like kept from speak. Talking about George Jones, you know,
Yeah.
to keep up with all his fans. So, yeah, man, that's why I get why people use uppers, or you know, our scene has trouble with Adderall and stuff because everyone's on that. I never done it drug.
Trying to get
I've
up.
really never done a
Yeah,
drug in
be
my
on
life. I
all
never
the
have.
time.
I think I've tried.
on all the time.
I've tried almost everything, and it was like not for me. Really, red wine and Coors Light's like my only vice. But I use the shit out of
And,
it.
and it's the same thing as the other, whatever the alternative.
Yeah.
But the end result is what
Take a
counts.
shot.
Yeah, might as well.
All right, so this is time
what are we
for
doing?
so
All right.
every episode we do a boot time, right? So
Yeah.
Boot of the week.
we're gonna talk about boot of the week. First, we're gonna take a shot. We're gonna take a shot, boot, song. So
Cool.
we got a couple things here.
Yeah.
This is for you, brother. Your
right.
success.
Cup it.
And
Let's
you as
go.
well,
Cheers.
friends.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Great stuff. Love
Thanks,
you guys.
Yep.
You guys are phenomenal. So in the spirit of Houston, right here, it's a badass beer, a boost that we have coming up right now.
Wow.
Been
look at
made just
that.
now. So check these out.
Oh, actually, these are badass.
These are
These are
badass.
badass.
This is all two-tone alligator on the bottoms. We have the, of course, the Astro logo with the skyline of Houston on top. These are master made by our bootmaker, Javi, and that is very difficult to do, to skive that and do that. It took 40 hours to actually do that kind of work to make even that kind of thing happen, right? So, of course, on the other side,
Spin
the
it
bottom,
Spin it around.
Oh wow.
yeah,
that's
All the way
so-
around. I mean, this is
on the other side, of course, the bottoms
Sorry.
look the same as you're wearing them.
he's the boss.
You
Beautiful.
got the Texas logo, and you have the deal here. So very cool. So
That's amazing.
it's
You guys, I
interesting,
mean,
cool,
art,
awesome.
honestly.
It's art. It's
Awesome.
badass. We made those today.
How many Astros have come in here? I saw the Altuve boots. Those
We've
are-
had several.
Hey, Berkman.
Bregman.
Yeah.
So you need to get Bun in here to do some.
Is Bun done, Cowboy? Have we done? You know, me and Bun B are like
Bun B,
He's
yeah.
like my
They're
big.
boys.
He's like my big uncle. I just talked to him on the phone for
So
an hour before I came here.
By the way, the Mexican OT.
They're boys.
Yeah.
Bun Baby will be here next week. He'll be here.
I didn't realize this Mexican OT. I love you, dude. Like come in because my son, I was like, oh, dude, Mexico T. I said, listen to the song. I was like, oh, this is Paul Wall, these guys.
Yeah.
It's our people.
Hell
And I was like,
he said Buns got him at the rodeo this year.
Right. So
Paul Wall was at our rodeo booth last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw him a couple days ago.
Yep.
So we're gonna make all these bids for. It's all about Houston. We're gonna make
Right.
what's the song called? The Jimmy Dang, whatever, the guy that makes all the jewelry and all that.
Johnny Dang.
Johnny Dang.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah,
Dang.
there he is.
Yeah.
We're the Johnny Dang of
Johnny Dang and cowboy boots.
of cowboy. I don't know.
There you
It's
go.
weird.
No, it's kind
Sorry,
of
it's weird.
they're making grills, you're making boots. I get it. I see the correlation. I totally get that.
I'm
If
thinking
he come-
Johnny Dangerously.
Johnny, yeah.
If
You farting nice soul.
I know, right?
the Mexican tea
That's
comes
what
in,
I'm thinking of.
I'm gonna put Fireball Bill in some grill.
I'm going to get a grill.
Get a grill.
the finer things in life. I mean, to be honest, we
My
appreciate the
girl's
finer
gonna
things.
say-
It's getting very weird here, but
gotta get a girl.
Say, fuck you, bitch.
give us one verse out of here, Rich O'Toole.
100%.
All right.
This
Sorry,
is one-
folks. I didn't mean to cut.
I know.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I did.
But it's cool. This is what it's all about.
This is on the New York record. This is called Mississippi Baby. Well, need to hit the highway to forget my troubles. All these people blowing up my phone these days. I got a little liquor, oh, couldn't be sicker of all this BS I see on CNN these days. And I'll be rolling through Texas and Louisiana, cruise through Georgia, head up Florida State, and I'll be in Alabama Slimmer. It's up to Mississippi to see my baby. Yeah. Well, turn up some Springsteen. Oh, roll up that home green. I got the windows down. You can smell the salty air. I got a little gumbo. Ooh, turn up that banjo. I'm dancing in the dark. Got my Republic boots hanging in the air. And I'll be rolling through Texas and Louisiana. I cruise through Georgia, head up Florida State, and I'll be in Alabama. Oh, Alabama Slimmer. It's up to Mississippi to see my baby. No, it's up to Mississippi to see my baby. And I'll be rolling through Texas and Louisiana.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rich O'Toole.
Awesome. Nice.